There's an outdoor shower near the pool too, and I heard them using it later that night but couldn't get up to look as Frozen Throne PvP was just too important. People ask Reddit, what is the best accidental nudity you have seen? I was in London, and my sister and I got last-minute tickets to see Patrick Stewart in A Life in the theater. We had amazing seats, third or fourth row center. So at one point during the play, Patrick Stewart sits down on a folding chair, right in the center, in front of us. He was wearing loose shorts. And his ducking balls were showing through the shorts. They were huge. It was glorious and incredibly awkward at the same time. The whole scene, he's just balls out. I still can't look at him without thinking, dude, I saw your balls. When I was in 3rd grade, we had a really pretty, red-headed student teacher. I can't remember her name, but I remember she was teaching us French for some reason. Apparently she spoke it really well. I'm not sure why that'd be part of the 3rd grade experience. One day she came over to help me at my desk with something and leaned on my desk and bent over. For whatever reason, she decided not to wear a bra that day, and right in front of my face, swinging in her dress, were the biggest boobs I had seen up to that point. It was glorious. I truly believe that event changed me and set the type of women I've been into ever since. It was certainly a formative experience. Reply: I had a similar experience in 4th grade. I was sitting in the front row and my teacher leaned over the front of my desk face to face to explain something to me. As she was talking, my eyes went down for just a moment as I looked right down her shirt. Her boobs in a lacy bra were swinging slightly while she spoke, and I got a good eyeful of them. I looked back up to her face again and then realized that she had stopped talking. She was smirking at me now. She knew. Busted. Obviously didn't mind though. At a party in HS, my best friend got hammered and passed out in the front lawn halfway through. I was hanging with my other buddy and his girlfriend, who was also hammered, when he decided to go check on my best friend. He asked me to make sure his girlfriend didn't do anything stupid while he was gone. She flashed me. I failed him. Reply: I can just imagine you walking up to him while his girlfriend is behind you with a look of sadness on your face while he asks what's wrong. You just yell, I failed you. When I was like 8 or 9, I was being driven by my mom somewhere, and staring out the window. In the car right next to us at a stoplight, this gorgeous blonde just casually takes off her shirt, removes her bra, then puts a new shirt on. My jaw was on the floor. Mom didn't even notice. I'll never forget it. #winning. I was a freshman at Louisiana State University a few years ago, living in the all-male honor dorms. During the first couple of weeks of school, I'd made friends with a couple of girls who roomed together and were friends from the same high school. They had a third roommate because they had a corner dorm room and it was huge. All girls dorm, so I had to be signed in and out. But it was a spacious place to chill, big as it was. So one night I'm in there with friends hanging out. It's around 730 or so. Dining hall just cleared out. So the dorm is packed with girls hanging out and watching TV. And also showering. The fire alarm goes off. Panic ensues as people scramble out of the communal spaces in dorm rooms. And also the showers. Positioned as I was at the end of the hallway, because the dorm room we were in was in the corner, I saw 8 girls in various stages of undress, wet and slippery, from half nude to utterly naked, running toward and from me. I had been in university a few weeks. I thought this was just the beginning. Nothing but nudity from here on out, boys. Didn't quite work out that way. But I'll never forget that one night it just so happened to. I once fell over in class and managed to land right underneath a classmate's skirt. She was so firm all over, I was kind of impressed more than aroused. Looking back on it, it was like some kind of a rom-com situation. Walked into bathroom at my best friend's house when I was 12 years old. I saw his older sister in tub. We made eye contact. Fast forward 8 years, she now is Instagram famous with a few 100,000 followers. We both know I was first to see the goods, but stopped being friends with brothers, so never again. Reply: I have a friend who briefly dated a fairly famous Instagram model's younger sister. He said the first time he went over, the sister was doing sit-ups in a thong on the floor. I guess she finished her set and apologized, and my friend was just like, no, it's totally okay, anytime. Lol. If you want to support our new channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. We would also love to read some feedback in the comments. Thank you very much. I think my best and worst accidental nudity is the same story. I was in my car with my now husband getting ready to leave the parking lot of a Lowe's, when we looked up and saw a couple trying to put a carpet on their car. First of all, they were trying to strap a 9'X12 rug into the roof of a retired police issue Crown Vic, which was odd enough. My husband wanted to see how they were gonna pull this off, so we stayed in the car to watch the spectacle. They started to unroll the carpet, which is when the girl bent over, in her short summer dress. Sans underwear. So I'm 20 feet from bear snatch, in broad daylight, in a hardware store parking lot. It was gynecological. To quote Future, she was butthole naked. Only my windshield stood between her birth canal and the two of us. I think both of us simultaneously yelped with surprise when it happened, at which point my husband remarked, "I can see the bottom of her brain from here." Watched our 19-year-old neighbor and her two friends hop over the big stone fence in our backyard and promptly shed all of their clothes to put on bathing suits and swim in our pool while my family was out of town. Guess they didn't know I was there playing Warcraft 3 instead of on vacation. Edit. I never said anything or told her, and really didn't leave the house/my room that whole week, so they probably never even suspected. I was 14 at the time, a sophomore in high school. She had been a senior at my school when I was a freshman. She graduated and was then going to a big state university in our city. There's an outdoor shower near the pool too, and I heard them using it later that night but couldn't get up to look as Frozen Throne PvP was just too important. Edit 2. Yes, I skipped a grade in middle school. I don't recommend doing it, being younger during high school and university wasn't that great. Reply. Girls are outside naked but Frostmourne hungers. I was dating a twin for a short period of time. They still lived with their parents and shared a bedroom. My twin was taking a shower, so I was just chilling in the living room. The parents were out of town for the weekend, so the twins and I had the house to ourselves. The boyfriend of the other twin would come over at a later point that night, but wasn't there yet. After finishing a show on TV, I walked upstairs to go see if she was ready showering, and when I walked into the bedroom I saw her, naked as the day she was born, and I approached her from behind. I cupped her boobs, big boobs, and smelled her wet hair and was about to tell her how nice it smelled when she said, "Oh. Wrong twin." Out of shock we both stayed like that for 2 or 3 seconds, then I backed off and asked her never happened? She agreed, and so we've never told my twin. Well, that was almost 10 years ago and we were only dating for a couple of months, so by now she must have told her, I guess. This was also one of my top "this ship just kicked in" moments. I was hiking Mount Lafayette and knew that I was nearing the top. It's a decent hike, so I was pretty beat and ready for a break. On the last climb I could see a large boulder up ahead that was sitting at the summit. I pushed forward a bit and looked up again toward the boulder. At the base of it was a gorgeous, mostly naked girl squatting down. I thought to myself, well, this is a hell of a reward for the hike. She then proceeded to stand, zip up a full-body Scooby-Doo costume and walked over to her friends. At a Renaissance festival I saw a hypnotist hypnotize a woman to make her believe it was a hot, sunny day and she was on a boat alone. She started stripping naked and got her shirt off before the hypnotist woke her up. The female Asian principal of the middle school I worked at over 10 years ago had a nudie shot of herself on the school's network. The dum-dum that ran the network could only get it to work if everyone logged in as admin. So she and her husband were nudists, had to fix their computer years before I worked at the school, and accidentally saw what Usenet news groups they read, and they used the school's digital camera for nudie shots. He pulled the pics off the camera onto his computer, but if you did a search of JPEG it popped up a nude pic of here with the IP address of his computer. It stayed up there for months, then all of a sudden everyone had to log in as themselves. Copies may have been made. I was in 6th grade. An 11th grade babysitter was watching me at the pool. Every time she got out of the pool her bathing suit sagged and I saw her vague eye. I crafted a game that required a race to get out of the pool. Granted, she won about 1,000 times in a row. Reply. You were a smart kid. Wasn't accidental. Went to France with my family when I was about 10 or 11. We got to the beach and I couldn't believe it, topless women everywhere. Let's just say I had to lay front down on the sand for the majority of the holiday. When I was in high school, I was deep in the friend zone with this girl I was infatuated with. I was at her house and she came out of the shower wrapped in a towel that accidentally came off and I got to see everything. Had a 7th grade science teacher would wear a skirt and no underwear and sit on desks in front of students, usually with her legs not crossed. Thinking about it now, I'm not sure if this qualifies as accidental. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.